The next speaker has more than 18 years of career history. He worked on major projects to improve efficiency and optimize e-commerce sites and B2B solutions using innovative technologies. He was developing banking software for some of the biggest international banks. Please welcome on the stage a very dear friend of mine, Metodi Drenovski, CEO and founder of SuperHosting.BG.
Hello, everybody. I don't know where is the switch. Okay, first of all, I want to say that I'm really proud that Webit Festival is taking place in this beautiful city of Sofia. Sofia is the city where I'm born and the city where I live now. And it is really great, and I want to thank Spamen and all the Webit Festival team to make this great event happen. So, I will speak about, everybody speak about the cloud and how it is goes, some technical issues and other stuff. What I want to speak about is about how it's changing the models, the prices, and the cost, where they will go in these services, which services will become more valuable for the customers, and whether they will, what they will pay for. So it will not be about how to get free internet or where to get a free lunch. But if you think free, there is also another meaning, especially in the English language. It can be free as a freedom. That is something that is quite correlated with the price that we pay for using a particular services. We all know the paradigm that if it is free, you are not the customer, you are the product. So, we started about 10 years ago a hosting, more than 10 years ago, SuperHosting.BG, and it was mainly a hosting company providing share hosting. It was not even virtual private servers, share hosting and some domains. Sorry. About 3 months after we start, a guy from a big company come in our office to sell us advertising, and we said then that we will not use the advertisement that he is offered to us. And he said that we will not last more than 3 months. And this was about 11 years ago. Now, about 2/3 of the websites in Bulgaria are served by our company. So we learned a lot during this period of time. We learned a lot what the customers are using, what they are paying, what they want, what they are willing to pay for, and how the transformation is affecting all this process. And what we think is that there are several reasons that the prices will not go quite down. They will be adjusted, but they will not go down. It will be a change in the cost structure, mainly because wherever you go to a VC or any kind of investor, they ask you about your business model. And the question, when you are asked about your business question, it is really a question how you will make money. And there is no VC that will come and tell you, okay, that's great, you have a great idea that everything will be free. I give you 100 million just to be okay the next 15 years. So, 10 years ago, the companies buy the clients, most of the clients are companies, were buying megabytes of hard disk and gigabytes of traffic. This is what they're buying. And as we build the company, we come from the internet, from the IT industry, and we were thinking that it is so easy and obvious when you have a good hardware with a good infrastructure just to put your code there and it will run. Well, it was so not true from the outside world. The people think that they buy megabytes of hard disk and gigabytes of traffic, put their code, the clients come, and the gigabytes are consumed, and everything is okay. But they didn't know how to manage all this. They didn't know how to put, where to put, whatever they want to serve to their customers. During this period, one of the things that happened is that the internet tripled. The internet penetration tripled. Now everybody is talking that we are always connected. We have internet in our pockets, we have internet and are connected anytime and anywhere, and we are always connected. And this leads to a lot of consumption of the resources that are serving this consumption, that whatever we use, apps or whatever, we have also assistant like a background app refresh, so he can consume while we sleep. And this goes for a lot of consumption of the resources that are needed to serve all these data and information and services that we provide to the customers. And while the Moore War says that we will have more power and more power, the software is coming from the other side and is just a little bit eating this power, and the customers are coming and want to consume more and more and more. So you always need the cutting-edge technology to be able to provide the cutting-edge infrastructure for the new software that is coming out in the market. And it is not cheaper at all. But what has changed a lot is, but we observed this also in the beginning, is that the people were searching, in fact, for solution. They've searched for support. As a perspective of a hosting provider, and now also as a software as a service provider, we see that the main issue of the end customers is the support. They want the service to be working. It is very important, because good support with no service, it's not going to happen. But the service has to be good, and they need to have support. They don't want to have all these issues to handle and manage whatever solutions and the IT infrastructure they are needed. And this is, and here comes the software as a service, in fact, which pretends to help and solve a lot of the problems that especially the small businesses have. And the software as a service is really pretending to have a very big growth, expecting that most of the software as a services in the next 2 years will be a software, most of the cloud used in the next 2 years will be mostly software as a service. And the global software revenue, you see, is forecast to be about 100 billion for 2016, for 2015. But in 2020, in 2012, Gartner predict that in 2015 it will be 20 billion, and just 3 years later it is 5 times more. So it is coming more and more adopted and popular. And there are some main applications that are driving this. The main SaaS applications that are well known historically are CRM, accounting, and e-commerce. And this is something that is most commonly adopted now because they are historically transferring from in-housing to the cloud, and they are one of the big drivers. We see that the software as a service will take a lot of place according to the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and business process as a service. So the software as a service is something that is going to grow a lot just because it's pretending to solve all the hassle that the businesses has. Also, software as a service is eating also the on-premise infrastructures that are installing, because the people don't want to manage, the companies don't have and don't have the resources, or they don't want to invest in resources to manage a hardware internally, externally, or whatever they are. They just want a software that is using and the good services that come with this. You see that the small, especially the small businesses are interested to going in cloud, especially to simplify their day-to-day work. And to have something that solves a real problem that is not yet solved. And the good SaaS solutions have, as a part for everything that we see from a company, from the perspective of a company, of a service provider, it needs to have constant development because you have to provide your service with the latest technologies, latest innovations, and whatever it is coming latest. It needs customer improvement because there is a constant client feedback that you always need to improve, improve, and improve, and to make it better for your customers. You need to have exceptional support, and this is something that customers more or less are paying for. And you need to have very high level of security because the people that are using the software as a service, they are relying on you that you will do it very well, so nothing will be stolen from them. And the DOS protection is quite important for the software as a service companies because it is a lot of increase in the DDoS attacks against a software as a service because this is, if the service is down, so there is no company. And all this is something that is consuming more and more and more resources of the software as a service providers, and will consume in the future. More or less, there is no company that, as long as you work in this company, they reduce your salary. So what will happen is that through innovation or whatever other internal in the companies, external in the companies, new startups, new companies, new business models, the prices for the enterprise will go down. And this has happened already in a lot of other industries, but the prices for the SMBs will go up. But the final result will be that the SMBs will have access to a really enterprise level software. You can think of an example for Excel. Excel can be used a very big company, venture capital or whatever financial company that's operating 1 million, and can be used in a little company that is just making calculations about how their items they have sold. Maybe they have sold 5, and the price is almost the same for both. So this is what we think will go and what will happen, and it will lead to more spread of the software into the SMBs. Will give them more potential, and but the prices will be adjusted for this movement. So thank you. If you have any questions or comments, I'm here. Okay, no questions.